It's going to be nice, though. I think getting out of the spotlight and just getting to live my life and do things that I want to do, and not have to sit. And I love talking to all of you, but it's going to be nice to not have to sit in front of a microphone, multiple times a week. I really appreciate all of you, but it will be nice to kind of get away and relax for a little bit. And
look how genuinely happy Caitlin Clark looks after breaking free from the WNBA's toxic culture, while the league completely melts down over her massive new contract in Europe.
Christy Side's time as the coach of the Indiana Fever is very likely coming to an end. It looks like they are trying to completely shut it down.
What was once just a rumor is now cold, hard fact, and the news has the entire league in panic mode, scrambling so desperately that they even went as far as firing Christy Sides from the Indiana Fever.
There are already so many players heading overseas to play during the off-season.
Does she have the build to play in the WNBA?
So the chaos is real. Nothing makes sense anymore. With everything falling apart, there's no real reason for Caitlin to stay. But what are the details behind her massive European deal? What happens to her Nike contract that's tied to the WNBA? And how will all the legal drama unfold? Let's break it all down.
She's just not built for the physicality of this league. Yeah, and she's not quick enough to get away from the physicality.
From day one, the WNBA had one clear job: build the league's future around Caitlin Clark. But instead, they fumbled the bag so badly that now Clark's packing her bags for Europe, and the league's in full-blown panic mode as they face the reality of losing their biggest cash cow.
People are tuning in. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I have not tuned in 1 second since Caitlin Clark was eliminated, but that's not unusual for me.
Record-breaking. If you're wondering why, just look at Caitlin's rookie season. Calling it amazing doesn't even come close. She wasn't just good. She was electrifying. Her three-pointers were dropping from another time zone, her court vision was next level, and the fans? They showed up in droves, packing arenas everywhere she played.
But yes, she will have a target on her back as well.
For record-breaking TV numbers, the Caitlin Clark effect was undeniable. She single-handedly pulled the WNBA into the spotlight, dragging the league into relevance, whether they were ready or not. She wasn't just a rookie. She was the rookie, the one who could have taken the league to new heights. And what did they do in return? Absolutely nothing to keep her happy.
It's been box office. She was the main attraction, and there were so many storylines that's been associated with her. Most recently, the whole thing with her and Cheryl Swoops, even though it really wasn't her. It was Cheryl Swoops and all this. Every time you turned around, there was something that she had to deal with.
Behind the scenes, though, it was a completely different story. Sure, Clark was boosting the WNBA's ratings, but instead of being treated like the star she is, she was getting beaten up on the court night after night. Veterans were targeting her. Flagrant fouls were flying like confetti, and the league just sat back, popcorn in hand, watching it all unfold. It's like they didn't realize she was their golden goose until, oops, she walked right out the door.
Call for some technical fouls. She struggled with physical defense she's faced at the professional level and voiced frustration with the league's officiating, recently telling reporters, quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me, and opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark said.
Now Caitlin's had enough. She's packing her bags and heading to Europe, where she'll finally be treated like the basketball royalty she is. Meanwhile, the WNBA is running around like a chicken with its head cut off, desperate to figure out how to keep fans interested. And ESPN? They're throwing their own little tantrum, pretending they still have a say in any of this. Spoiler alert, they don't.
I keep getting notification in people commenting under my shorts videos that Caitlin Clark's gone. She's left the WNBA. What is going on? I don't believe that.
Clark's done. Done with the disrespect, done with the lack of protection, and done with the WNBA thinking they could coast off her talent without ever backing her up. She's making power moves now, and honestly, good for her. Let's not forget what she had to endure during her time in the league. This wasn't normal rookie roughing. This was next-level brutality. Game after game, players were gunning for her. fouling her like it was a contact sport, while the referees stood around doing nothing. There were moments it looked like she was getting tackled, and the refs just shrugged it off with a play on. No wonder she started speaking up in interviews, saying she felt like she was getting hammered out there, and she wasn't exaggerating one bit.
Hey man, your meal ticket is under constant attack. There's been dirty plays all season.
Instead of stepping in to protect their brightest star, the WNBA let jealousy run wild. Veterans weren't mentoring Caitlin Clark, they were taking shots at her, literally. It stopped being about basketball and turned personal, while the league just stood by, twiddling their thumbs. Now they're paying the price. Clark's done being their punching bag, and she's taking her talents to Europe, where, let's be honest, they'll probably roll out the red carpet for her. But this isn't just about her playing overseas. It's about demanding the respect she's earned. The WNBA had every chance to make her the face of women's basketball, to build the entire brand around her. Instead, they let her get beat up on the court, ignored her value, and now she's gone, leaving the league in chaos, scrambling to figure out how to keep fans watching without their biggest star.
Those guys, they're the racists when really y'all are the racists. The people coming up with excuses to hate Caitlin Clark and the new fan base that she brought.
ESPN's panicking too, because guess what? All those viewers they were counting on to boost ratings are gone, just like that. The league's left scratching its head, wondering what went wrong. But the truth is simple. They never valued Caitlin Clark. Now they're paying the price. Clark's move to Europe isn't just a win for her. It's a wake-up call for both the WNBA and ESPN. They took her for granted, and now all they can do is throw a tantrum while watching the player who is supposed to carry their future walk away, leaving them both in the dust.
The Michael Jordan of the WNBA was assaulted, has a black eye during the second half of the game because Dejanay Carrington stabbed her with her fingernails in the eye. Play the, I believe it's, side 11. Could we just play this on a loop? I'm not exaggerating.
ESPN's panicking too, because guess what? All those viewers they were counting on to boost ratings are gone, just like that. The league's left scratching its head, wondering what went wrong. But the truth is simple. They never valued Caitlin Clark. Now they're paying the price. Clark's move to Europe isn't just a win for her. It's a wake-up call for both the WNBA and ESPN. They took her for granted, and now all they can do is throw a tantrum while watching the player who is supposed to carry their future walk away, leaving them both in the dust.
And then all of a sudden your hand turns downwards and straight into the eye of the biggest star in the WNBA. It's not a natural act. And I called it out yesterday in real time watching the game. Like, hey, that was on purpose. That was not an accident.
But let's not forget Chindi Carter's little stunt, a true classic. After she jabbed Caitlin Clark in the eye, nearly blinding her for an entire playoff game, there was no ejection, no real punishment, nothing. It was as if taking out the league's brightest star was just another casual Tuesday for the WNBA. The message couldn't have been clearer. It's open season on Caitlin Clark, and nobody's stepping in to stop it.
There's also a stat that came out a few weeks ago that said Caitlin Clark received 17% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls this season, and 80% of those flagrant fouls were committed by the Chicago Sky against Caitlin Clark. Now, this one that we see right here that I believe should have been a flagrant foul was not called that. So there have been cheap shots, there have been hard fouls, there have been other plays that haven't even been called flagrant fouls.
And this wasn't just some one-off incident either. During her rookie season, Clark was on the receiving end of a staggering 177% more flagrant fouls than any other player in the WNBA. Let that sink in. She wasn't just targeted. She was a magnet for cheap shots. And here's the kicker. Nearly 80% of those fouls came from one team, the Chicago Sky.
Let her cook. Y'all stop being petty. Stop being catty, because she like a double-edged sword. She couldn't tell left and right. And it's bothering y'all, and I see it.
Carter's shoulder check was just the beginning. Players like Diamond DeShields took it even further, flat out running Clark over in a fit of frustration during a game that wasn't even close. Night after night, Clark got knocked down, and what did ESPN do? Stayed completely silent. No calling out the league, no push for better protection, just business as usual. milking Clark's popularity while she was out there getting slammed on the court.
Your biggest star, your meal ticket, the reason why you have relevancy, just got stabbed and assaulted and nothing.
And the locker room dynamics? Somehow even worse. Clark wasn't just battling fouls and physical aggression on the court, she was fighting a toxic atmosphere off it too. Many veterans saw her as a newcomer who didn't deserve all the attention, and instead of lifting her up, they tried to push her out. It wasn't an environment where a star could thrive. In their eyes, Clark had become a liability, a threat to the status quo, rather than the superstar who could have elevated the entire league.
Every time you play rookies, you just want to fucking kill them.
I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. It's unacceptable, honestly. We've been professional throughout the whole entire thing.
And Clark.
Now, the WNBA's failure to recognize Caitlin Clark's value until it was too late is nothing short of staggering. They had in their hands a player who outshined legends like Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird, not just in talent, but in impact. Taurasi and Bird may be icons, but neither ever drew the kind of attention or revenue Clark generated in just her rookie season. And yet, despite all that, the WNBA didn't do enough to protect her. They let her walk away, and now they're stuck dealing with the fallout.
It doesn't matter who you are, what rookie you are, bets are coming at your neck. Because we're here to show you, like, this is a grown women's league, and this is the best league in the world for a reason. So it doesn't matter who you are.
I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Now that Caitlin Clark is gone, ESPN is in full meltdown mode as viewership numbers nosedive without the one player who kept fans tuning in. Before her departure, WNBA games featuring Clark drew nearly 2 million viewers, while the rest of the league barely scraped 400,000, a drop so steep it's more like a cliff dive. ESPN knows it too, scrambling to find ways to keep audiences interested, but running out of tricks fast. What stings even more is that they could have done something. They could have called out the WNBA for letting Clark get beaten up game after game, pushed for better officiating, or demanded real consequences for those targeting her. Instead, they sat back, hyped up the drama, and counted the views. Now, with Clark gone, they're left picking up the pieces and regretting every moment they stayed silent.